collaboration. We sincerely thank all our speakers and participants for contributing to the success of Day 1. As we begin Day 2, we look forward to another day filled with stimulating sessions, thought-provoking presentations, and valuable networking opportunities. I now request the Director of our college, Dr. Vasanthi Iyer, to present the preamble of the conference.
Respected guests, esteemed academicians, researchers, and dear students. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you to the 3rd International Conference, Day 2 on Paradigm Shift in Educational System, organized by Deshbhakt Harinarayan Vankatlal Soni College, Sholapur, under the aegis of Maheshwari Vidya Pracharak Mandal, Pune. As Preeti Madam rightly said, that this is the Day 2 where we are having Revati Madam as our guest. A small brief introduction as to what we have done yesterday and what is in store for today. Education today stands at a crucial turning point. Rapid technological advancements, globalization, and changing societal needs have brought significant transformation in the way knowledge is created, shared, and applied. Honorable Vice Chancellor of Solapur University, Dr. Professor Manwar Sir. We also had Mr. Jamle as guest of honor. We also had Mr. Vadode, who is Apprenticeship Embedded Degree Program, Board of Apprenticeship Training Department, Director of Training, Mumbai with us. Professor Dr. Madhulika Sonavane, Director and Head, Senior Professor, Research Guide, School of Management Studies, Coordinator, Visharad Skill Development Center, Jalgaon. Dr. Abhijit Kaiwade, Director, Abhinav Education Societies, Institute Management and Research, Pune. Online, we were also connected with Mr. Olli Komune, CEO of Oni Education Finland. Today, this particular session starts with Madam this will be continued with Madam Revati Iyer, Senior Faculty, Academy for Creative Teaching, KV, Merger and Center, Bangalore. Mr. Amit De Cruz, Vice President and Head Corporate Communication, Myras Academy, Hyderabad. Dr. Tari Vinaya Satyavan Savitri, Inbound Staff, External APD, Universitas Airlangga, Surabaya, Indonesia. Dr. Karthik Kannan, Principal Investigator, Research Faculty, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Advanced Institute of Manufacturing with High-Tech Innovations, National Shang University, Taiwan, and Keshav Hosur, Head Delivery and Operations, TCS, South Korea. Except Madam, all speakers of today will be connected to us online. In addition to this, Madam, we had about 40 research papers in our proceedings from various colleges across India. Our students have also participated in this research work. We sincerely hope that this conference will foster meaningful discussions, inspire innovative thinking, and contribute towards building an education system that is inclusive, dynamic, and responsive to the needs of the
of India. Ma'am is currently serving as a postgraduate teacher at Kendriya Vidyalaya MGM Center, Bangalore, known for her dedication, innovation and commitment to holistic education. She has made significant contribution to teaching, curriculum enrichment and student development. In her recognition, outstanding work in field of education, Ma'am was honored with prestigious national awards to Teachers President Award in 2019. Ma'am has also received several notable recognitions, including the KVS National Incentive Award 2016, India Time Prime Top 100 Teachers Award 2021, and the Karnataka Women Achievers Award 2023. Throughout her career, Ma'am has undertaken various academic and administrative responsibilities such as Head of Hindi and Sanskrit Department, Administration in Charge, CCA Coordinator, Staff Secretary and Child Right Protection Cell in Charge. Ma'am has been actively involved in mentoring students for academic excellence, organizing co-curricular activities and promoting innovative teaching practices. Revati Ma'am has also contributed to educational innovation through e-content development, project guidance and teacher training initiatives. Ma'am's commitment to nurturing young minds and promoting quality education has earned her recognition at both national and international levels. Thank you.
Thank you, Manushri. Now I humbly request the director of our college, Dr. Vasanti Iyer ma'am, to kindly felicitate Revati Iyer ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request the dignitaries to kindly be off stage so that we can start with Revati ma'am's presentation.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, come on. I want a more active good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. No breakfast today? Done? Good morning. Good morning. Boys have not eaten breakfast. Girls have eaten breakfast. Is it boys? Okay. I worked in Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan for nearly 30 years and retired from Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan and joined as a senior faculty for Academy for Creative Teaching Bangalore, which is one of the professional training institutes for teachers. Presently, we are into academic hand-holding, training programs for teachers, training programs for students, and we also help the administration for CBSE affiliations, and we take up the schools on a whole also. So I have done audit for many schools. I finished Rashtrothana schools were there, a chain of schools. I had finished the audit and come here. So we, as a senior faculty, I am getting in touch with many of different schools and trying to know the culture of different schools. What people missed was, I was born and brought up in Sholapur. I studied in St. Joseph High School, Sholapur. I did my college in Sangmeshwar College, Sholapur. And after BA, I had left Sholapur and done my MA, B.Ed, M.Ed at Chennai, and then joined Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan in 1995. So it's a big journey. Coming back to Sholapur is always joyous. Maika बहुत प्यारा होता है, isn't it? So coming to the mother's house is always like, and the minute Vasanti madam called me, I was so, yes ma'am, I will come. I did not have a second thought. Coming to Sholapur is that happy for me, because whatever I am today, I was a district basketball captain for 8 years and university first in both English and Hindi elocution and debate competition. So whatever I have achieved in my life, whatever I am today, it is because Sholapur made me that. Sholapur gave me that opportunity to be so famous that in my professional life, I was honored to be the President Awardee in 2019. I'm a Global Women Awardee 2022-25. I was a global leader last year throughout. And last year I was very fortunate to get the Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Awards for outstanding contribution in education. There are not many awards I've got, they're all small. Nothing much in life, but what I want to tell you is, when we are moving out of Sholapur, we feel that we are from a small city, and Bangalore, Bombay, Chennai, they're all metropolitans, and maybe we don't stand in competition to them. But one thing I would always like to tell you children is that if we have confidence in us, we can do anything we want, and we will get recognition not only at the national level but also the international level. So it is just what you want to become and how you want to become. Everything is in the mind. If you say that I can, you can. So today we are talking why National Education Policy has come into place 2020 and National Curriculum Framework 2024. There are a lot of changes in the education system. Still, we have completely not implemented many things. They are talking about the open book examination system. How it is going to be useful, fruitful, whether the implementation is going to take place fully, we still have question marks. But yes, changes have been done. A lot of changes being taking place with National Education Policy 2020. The 5+3+3+4 system has totally changed the education system. Earlier we never talked of pre-KG, LKG, UKG and all, but now we are talking of Bal Vatika 1, 2, 3, and then we are going into +3, the child is already in school. Earlier +6 years only we used to bring the children to school, but now they say that activity method has to start in Bal Vatikas itself. Pradhan Mantri has given that name Bal Vatika for pre-nursery and LKG and UKG, we call it Bal Vatika 1, 2, 3. So the lot of changes are there, the foundational stage, and now they are talking about numeracy and basic skills of communication English. These two things the child should be able to get by the age of 6. Every child should be able to read and write. Every child should know the basic concept of mathematics. That is what NEP 2020 talks of. And today the session which I am going to take is 21st century skills. Why do we talk of 21st century skills? What is the paradigm shift from 20th century to the 21st century? What is the shift? What is the necessity of 21st century skills for today's student? For today's teaching learning process? Why is it important? Today we are, and I will be totally taking it in an activity oriented method only. So I want active audience over here, not passive audience. मौन नहीं चाहिए हमें, ठीक है? मौन देवता नहीं चाहिए. Everybody should speak and everybody should interact. Then the session is very useful for you also as well as for me also. So today we start with the 21st century skills. What we are going to do, why we are taking the session today, we are going to the focus mainly is technical hitches are always there. We have to go with it.
लस्सी का
चलो आपके लिए कविता की कुछ पंक्तियां बोल देती हूँ, फिर स्टार्ट करेंगे। जब मैं 10वीं कक्षा में थी, मैंने अपनी पहली कविता लिखी थी। मन मेरा समंदर अथाह विशाल, मन मेरा समंदर अथाह विशाल, शक की उठे हिलोरे स्पंदन भूचाल, जगे शक मैं बेहाल, जगे शक मैं बेहाल। मैं अपराधन सच को मान सच चली, हिरन दौड़ मेरी कस्तूरी से दूर चली, ममता मेरी अपनी त्याग कर मैं दूर चली, भटकती रही भटकती रही। दीवार तो गिरनी थी, अंधेरी रात जानी थी, उजाला होना था प्रकाश जीवन मेरा, शक सत्य से कितना दूर है। एक छोटी सी कविता, जब मैं 10वीं कक्षा में, मेरी पहली कविता जो मैंने लिखी थी कि जब भी कोई हमारा तारीफ करता है तो हमें संदेह होता है, जब भी कोई हमसे कुछ काम मांगता है तो हमें संदेह होता है कि पता नहीं कि उनका मंशा क्या है। You must be surprised that I am speaking Hindi, English theory. Actually, I am PGT Hindi, postgraduate teacher Hindi. But because Saint Joseph's, it induces the rennet matter into our blood. So English is just flows into our blood. So today, children, we are going to talk about 21st century skill. And the focus of the 21st century skill is, we are going to realize what 21st century skills are, describe the 21st century skills, identify the ways to develop the 21st century skill, and why do we require 21st century skills into teaching learning process. Today we are going to see with a number of activities. So there is the first picture. Kindly look at the picture on the right hand side, and any one of you, if you could explain to me what did you understand from the picture. You can just raise your hand and explain. Just look at the picture. Yes? You have seen the picture? Who's going to speak? Anybody?
Ma'am, taking the literal meaning of that picture is that it shows the all animals should give a test, that is climb that tree. So except that monkey, other animals can't climb that tree, ma'am. Taking a literal meaning of that picture.
What do our examination systems do? All of us are writing one answer paper? One question paper? So 21st century skill says one size doesn't fit all. Okay, one size doesn't fit all. So here you can see monkey is there, penguin is there, elephant is there, fish is there. Okay, all are standing in a line, and it says we want to be very fair. So we are going to give one form of examination to all. So what will happen to the fish the minute it is removed out of water? Can everybody climb the tree? Elephant can, monkey will easily climb, but elephant cannot climb. So why do we need 21st century skills? That one size does not fit all. So that is why simply teaching to test or learning for exams is not going to help a student face everyday life. So 21st, we have to inculcate 21st century skills so that we have the learning for life, and it is not just for graduation or textbooks or exams. So we want learning for life. That is what. Now you can see how the world is changing. The first picture, can you see? What is it called? In olden days, what happened? No watch, no clock, nothing was there. How did they find time? Looking at the sun. So that is called as the sundial. Then you can see the sand. That even now we have in our houses. We just check time. Then we had those alarm clocks. When we were small, we used to have those alarm clocks. And we used to put the alarm and hit it hard. Oh, just shut up. I have to sleep for some more time. And then now we are having the smart watches. Every day the world is changing. And as the world is changing, so also every aspect of life is changing, and we have to prepare students accordingly. If you could see these pictures, what happened? When the human civilization started, the first thing that humans invented was fire. Then after they invented fire, they thought for transportation from one end to another end, they require the wheel. And then they felt that, oh, now we little bit of education, and then printing press came into. Olden days you had those steam engines. They used to put coal inside. I don't know how many people of you saw. We saw it because Vasanti and I, both of us will go with this because our fathers were in railways. So we already know that. They used to put the coal into the engine, and then the steam used to come and smoke going into the sky. It was all fun during our days. We used to go and watch it. And after this, what is this? What picture is this? Photography. Now see, you have the phones, iPad, iPhone. They are all very digitalized, and but in the olden days they used to put one cloth and they used to sit, and then they used to take photograph. Then we had the bulbs, then we have the telephone system and the computers, and now laptops, so many things. So you know how the world is changing, and as the world changes, so also inventions that change the world. According to that, now our life is also changing. So that is why we need to learn. The Future Shock by Alvin Toffler, he says, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn and relearn. Now it is the time for you children that whatever you have learned, you need to unlearn it and relearn. Today we are talking of artificial intelligence, and the whole world is in a shock that artificial intelligence may take our jobs. But no. Artificial intelligence is a system. It cannot take human brain. At any time, human brain is the best brain that is available, and nobody is able to research how human brain works till now. So already artificial intelligence has come into picture, but we have to think how we learn. We have to relearn what we have learned, and then we have to unlearn and relearn. So schools have to prepare students for jobs that have not yet been created. The problem is now once artificial intelligence comes fully, then what will happen? to the scenario in the society. Technologies that have not yet been invented and problems that we don't yet know will arise. So we have to prepare the students accordingly to face the challenges in the world, and that is why students need to inculcate the 21st century skills. Now we have to talk about what are the 21st century skills. They enable the individual to face the challenges of the 21st century. You have seen the 20th century and now you are seeing the 21st century. Lot of changes have taken place worldwide. And as the changes take place worldwide, the child needs to be globally active. Today we are talking about a global citizen. We don't talk about Indian citizenship, we talk about global citizenship. So today there is a lot of active involvement globally, and the students need to know about world over. Then digitally transforming. The world is digitally transforming. So what digital transformation is taking place, they need to know about it. Then they have to collaboratively move forward. You know, Sony College, you are very lucky to be in Sony College. They are collaborating with the world over and getting you the best of resource person, the best of people sitting in your place. So you are able to collaborate with so many people and learn so many new things. You should be very lucky. And they are creatively progressing, seeking competent human resource and quick in adapting changes. So whatever changes are happening in the world, we should be quick in adapting those changes and become a globally fruitful citizen. So for that we need to learn 21st century skills. Now these 21st century skills are divided into 3 skills, that is learning skills, literacy skills and life skills. Today I will be focusing more on the 4 C's because half an hour time is given to me. So I will be focusing more on the 4 C's rather than literacy skills and life skills. We can, some other time we can look into it. Learning skills are the 4 C's which are very important to us are critical thinking, creative thinking, collaboration and communication. This is the demand of the day, and the students have to be very good in the 4 C's if they have to achieve things in their life. So we will be in detail going through what are the 4 C's and how do you implement that in your day-to-day life. So this is the first one, the 4 C's of education, which you can see. One is communication. Communication. A child should be very able to express their ideas, their views very confidently in front of others. That is the communication. When 2 or more people or a team of people work together to achieve a goal, that is collaboration. And critical thinking is any problem given to you. How will you analytically think? And how will you come to a decision? How will you achieve your goal? And creativity is thinking out of the box. All these 4 C's we will see one by one in activity method only. Can you see the 3 pictures there? Have you ever experienced this? We experienced this. How we used to do, 2 match boxes. We used to have 2 match boxes and we used to tie with a thread and we used to sit too far distance and one will keep in the ear and one will keep in the mouth, and we used to play that game when we were small. So the birds are also communicating. Verbally also you communicate, and sign language also you communicate, with your expressions also you are able to communicate. And when one says something, the other ones imagine. So that is how you express your views with one another. So communication refers to the ability to express one's opinions, one's views about oneself appropriately, verbally and non-verbally. Now we are going to see one video, children. I want you to observe the video very carefully, and after the video is over, I will be asking you questions which you will be answering. So please see the video. So play the video, sir. just. Have you seen the video? Yes. Who is one of the best speakers in your college? You know your friends, each other? Who is the best speaker? Do we have a very good speaker over here? No? Then I play Inky Pinky Bonky. Do I play Inky Pinky Bonky? No? Who's the class leader? Do you have a class leader? No? Yes or no? Yes, who is it? Please stand up. Who is it? Please come. What's your name? Jyoti, please come. Can we give a big round of applause to Jyoti? Yeah, today we are going to play Kaun Banega Crorepati. And Jyoti is sitting on the hot seat. Isn't it? Come Jyoti. Now audience, all of us watch the video? Please sit down. All of us watch the video? Now you are going to ask question and she is going to answer. You can ask any question regarding the video, not other than that. Okay. Whatever you saw in the video, you can ask any question and she will answer. Yes. Yes, boys. Question. Ask, what's your name? Do I come now? I am 62, but I am 26 at heart, okay? You can ask a question. Ask any question. हाँ? हिंदी में, मराठी में, कन्नड़ा में कुछ भी बात कर सकते ऑन है, माइक ऑन है, पूछिए.
त्यांनी शूज का बरं फेकून दिले तेव्हा जेव्हा त्याला जमलं नाही त्याच्यापर्यंत पोहोचवताना तर त्यांनी अशापर्यंत का बरं पोहोचवलं त्याच्या मागची मिनिंग काय असू शकते?
शूज किंवा चप्पल आपण हे जोडीने वापरतो. पहिली गोष्ट तर आता माझ्याजवळ एक शूज नाही आहे, ते समोरच्या व्यक्तीकडे आहे हे मला दिसतंय, मी त्याच्याकडनं घेऊ शकत नाही आहे किंवा तो मला देऊ शकत नाही आहे, तर मी माझंही त्याला दिलं पाहिजे किंवा माझ्यापेक्षा जास्त गरज ती त्याला आहे, मी पुन्हा एकदा दुसरं घेऊ शकेन किंवा त्याची जर घेण्याची क्षमता नसेल तर मी त्याला दिलं पाहिजे आणि त्यांनी ते वापरली पाहिजे.
Are you satisfied with the answer? You are satisfied. Anybody else? Any other questions? Hey, starting only I told you no mount audience. Okay, you have to be very interactive. Anybody else? Yes, girls? Any question? Yes, please.
What do you learn from this video?
What did you learn from this video? Good question.
हेल्पिंग नेचर.
What else?
आता माझ्याजवळ एखादी गोष्ट आहे आणि समोरच्याला सुद्धा ती पाहिजे, तर आम्ही दोघांनी मिळून शेअर केलं पाहिजे आणि मला वाटतं की सगळ्यांनी एकमेकांची मदत केली पाहिजे, हे मी त्या व्हिडिओमधून शिकले.
Okay, sharing is joy. But the boy showed honesty also. Sharing is caring, caring is sharing. Okay. Anybody else? Still critical questions have not come up. Anybody else with a question? No? Ask loudly, ma'am.
शूज नसता दिला तर ते त्याच्याही उपयोगाचं नव्हतं आणि ते समोरच्या मुलाच्याही उपयोगाचं नव्हतं. तो एकच शूज घेऊन काय केलं असतं ना.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Jyoti. So my question is that we are learning the point that communication, and ma'am showed that video regarding that point. So what point of communication is shown in that video? No idea? Just think again.
You can give any answer. That is your answer. You have nothing to worry. You just speak.
नाही जेवढं हे
You tell the answer. You ask the question, na?
As my point of view, ma'am, when that child tried to throw that shoe to that boy who was in train, but he unsuccessful in that task. But after that, the boy in that train threw his another shoes to that boy again. So he think that that boy is helping me with his overall that piece, but he unsuccessful in that task. The shoes throwing to that boy is fall on that floor. So that the boy in the train thinks that I should throw my shoe that to that boy again, because he helped me, whether he is successful or not successful in that task, but he helped me at that time. So I think the communication point is that there are helping. A little bit of communication is there.
Non-verbal gestures.
Yes, ma'am.
Non-verbal
Yes.
gestures. We just spoke. Thank you. Give a big hand for Jyoti. So communication, why did I show you the video? I wanted questions. Now, actually the critical question which I wanted from you was, joy of giving is greater or joy of taking is greater? Both? Joy of giving is great. How many agree that joy of giving is great? Raise your hands. Okay, down. How many of you think that joy of taking is greater? Hey, some audience are not this side also, not that side also. How is that? Either you should be for this or that. Okay? Okay, let me give you another example. We have grandmothers, grandfathers, uncles, aunties coming to our house. What do? They always give you gift. Do you give them gift always? Or they give you more gifts? They give more gifts. Elders normally give gifts to younger children. So what happens is, if there are no takers, the joy of giving doesn't exist. You have 10 rupees, but there is nobody to take your 10 rupees, there is no value for your 10 rupees. But if you are giving that 10 rupees to some person who is needy, who can fill his stomach, that 10 rupees has value. So personally I feel more than giving, if we have takers in the society, the giver becomes great. Otherwise there is no value for giving. Okay? So now, that was communication. Anything that is shown to us, suppose even if somebody tells us, look at this tree and speak, we should be able to give our ideas and views. You should boldly speak. There is nothing to feel shy that somebody is going to laugh at me or somebody will criticize me, somebody will say, you should not. Whatever is in your mind, you should be able to communicate very effectively. That is the first strength of the 21st century, that every child should be able to communicate. Now you can look at this picture. What is happening, you have to tell me in this picture. Just look carefully at the picture and then you are going to explain to me what is happening. Yes, anybody? Stand up, stand up, stand up. What's your good name, ma'am?
Tejaswini Gaikwad. Tejaswini Gaikwad.
Tejaswini. Okay, Tejaswini Gaikwad. Please tell me what's happening.
मिसकम्युनिकेशन झालं त्याच्यात.
Okay. You people don't speak English, is it? Try. मला सुद्धा मराठी येतं, असं काय नाही, पण इंग्लिश शिकायला पाहिजे. इट इज अ ग्लोबल लँग्वेज, डिमांड ऑफ द डे. चुकलं तरी काय प्रॉब्लेम नाही, सगळे आपलेच आहेत, हो की नाही? ओके. मिसकम्युनिकेशन. व्हॉट इज हॅपनिंग? This fellow started putting track from that side, this fellow started putting track from this side. Do they come in a conclusion? What is happening between these two? They are arguing. These two are arguing. What are these two doing? Enjoying. When that argument is over, we'll start working. Let them finish. What is this fellow? That fellow? Oh. Let me stand and watch the fun. And what is this fellow? Very keenly. What is he doing? These are two leaders. Okay. What happened? These two leaders, he is having two teams, he is having two teams. Now these both are fighting. If they don't come to a conclusion, this fellow says both will be out, I will become leader. So he is observing very keenly. That let me become. So what happens in collaboration? You can see the hands, how they are working in unison. So what happens? It is the ability of effectively working together with others. What we do in collaboration? We effectively work. Whatever goal is there to achieve our goal. Now you are having the project-based learning. Why do we have that PBL activity? So that children are divided into teams. And when a teacher is dividing the children into teams, what do they take into mind? One should be a very good speaker. One should be a very good thinker. One should be a very good artist. So all different kinds of children are put into one group so that they collaboratively work and then they are able to achieve their goals. So collaboration is also one of the most effective skills of the 21st century. Alone I am excellent, but I am not able to work with others. Again I am a failure. As a leader, I should be able to work with my team. As a member of the team, I should be able to do work effectively with my team members. Then only I am successful in any job that I am going to get in future. What happens in collaboration? When we work in collaboration, active learning takes place. That is very, very important. When we work in a team, active learning takes place because each and every member of the team contributes some idea and then in unison we are able to develop that idea and achieve our goal. So these are some of the activities. I will not go into detailing of it. But we could do collaboration. Save the last word for me. Reciprocal teaching, jigsaw, fishbowl, hands-on projects, and integrating sports into teaching learning. Search to win dumb charades. I think dumb charades all of us have played. Have you played dumb charades? Yeah, names of the pictures, names of the games, names of the personality. You just enact and then you. Save the last word for me. Very interesting. We have a comprehension passage. For example, what happens in a team of, suppose we are a team of 8 members. What do the 8 members do? We read the passage, but we are not going to read the whole passage. Any one sentence of the passage which I feel is close to my heart, that sentence I am going to underline. And then what do? I read that sentence loudly. Then all my team members, they will be thinking, why did I choose that sentence, and they will be giving their ideas and views upon that. And then the last word is said for me. It means the person who has chosen the sentence, that person will say why he has chosen that sentence or not. We could have taken these activities if it was we normally have modules of 3 hours and 6 hours. We practically do it so that the children enjoy. But it is, fishbowl is another very nice activity which the teachers can do in the class. There will be one circle inside and there will be the second circle outside. The inside circle of students, they are the intelligent students who will be demonstrating or who will be telling some concept. So once a teacher finishes the lesson, instead of the teacher revising the chapter, the teacher would take 2 teams. Suppose we take 8 children are there, 4 children are in the center and another 4 children are outside. The 4 children outside are observers. The 4 children who are inside, they will be telling about the concept and the outside child will be listening very carefully to them. We use this in fishbowl also we use, and then we have lotus blossom. In that also we use this activity only. Only difference is that in lotus blossom, the outside one will be going to each and every one and the inner one will be explaining the same one concept only. The outside one will go to all the 4 and learn the concepts. So these are many things which we will be doing in collaborative. These are some of the collaborative activities which we use. Any other time we have time, we will do it. Now what is critical thinking? Can you see this picture? After seeing this picture, you have to tell me what you have seen. What do you see in the picture? Last voice. Anybody? Don't put your heads down, man. Then I will catch you by your shirt and tell you to stand up. Okay? I am able to see all of you. Anyone? What do you see in the picture? Those who have answered will not answer. Those who did not answer will answer. Anything, whatever comes to your mind, you can speak. Who said that? Please stand up. Very good. What's your name? Rohit. Rohit sees that there is a question mark. Anybody differs from Rohit? Thank you, Rohit. Praveen. Okay. Anybody differs from Praveen? Yes?
Tree with the question mark.
Tree with a question mark. So he could see a question mark. She saw tree with a question mark. Anything else? What fruit is there? Okay. One apple is on the top, one apple is down. The grass is also there. Yes. Now let us think critically. What did Newton find out? Gravitational force. Okay. Now you see, there is one picture. When I asked somebody, they said I can see a question mark. Somebody else said I could see a tree. Somebody else said I could see a fruit. So what is critical thinking? It is an ability to objectively analyze an information and make informed decision. So I critically think, I analyze, I see the picture as I perceive it, not as others perceive it, as I perceive it, and then I do the critical thinking. These critical thinking also have very beautiful activities. So we will see the critical thinking. What are these? Critical thinking, if you see, it is analyzing, reasoning, evaluating, problem solving, and then we come to decision making. So critical thinking is one of the most important skill that is essential for the 21st century. It helps us in making rational decisions rather than impulsive ones, encourages independent thinking and problem solving, improves communication skills by fostering clarity, logical reasoning, strengthens academic and professional performance. Now what is analysis, evaluation, problem solving, reflection and decision making? These are some of the activities that we take for critical thinking. That is called as Adla Badli. Adla Badli you can understand because you know Hindi, Marathi. Can I have two participants come on stage? Two participants? Anybody? Please come. Yeah, one boy, one girl. That would be ideal. The next girl you come. No, not that one. The other one. You come. A small fun game which we would be doing it. Yeah, please come. We have two participants on the stage. What's your good name? Karthik. Jyoti. Look at the audience. So we have Karthik and we have Jyoti, and today the topic of the debate is academics is very important. Karthik will say academics is very important in life, and Jyoti will say sports is very important in life. Okay? So he says academics is important and she says sports is important. Start. 2 or 3 sentences.
Going to the point that academic is important in life, it teaches us from the core part of your tradition, of your education, the subjects like history, science, mathematics. It makes you a reasoning person, a critical thinking person, rather than a ungraduated, makes you a locally, globally active person.
Marathi, no problem. बोला.
स्पोर्ट्स पण इम्पॉर्टंट आहे आपल्या लाईफमध्ये, कारण आपल्याला स्पोर्ट्समध्ये आपण पार्टिसिपेट केल्यामुळे आपल्याला एक्सरसाइज होते जे की हेल्थसाठी हेल्पफुल असतं. आणि आपलं जर हेल्पफुल असलं किंवा आपण जर हेल्दी असू शकतो तर आपण स्टडी करू शकतो आणि एव्हरीवन कॅन बी डू.
Now, Karthik will say sports is important and Jyoti will say academics is important. Start. You are thinking sports, no? I want you to speak academics.
अकॅडमिक ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टंट. जर आपण स्टडी केल्यामुळं किंवा आपण जर स्टडीमध्ये पार्टिसिपेट किंवा आपलं होल फ्युचर आपण त्याच्यावर डिपेंड असू शकतो.
Taking to my point, first of all, I want to tell you that I'm an active person in sports. I'm consecutive 2-time national level karate champion. So is meaning to that sports is also important as well as with education. It also could give a grace marks in your education system. With that, you can grow your percentage as well as sometimes.
What happened when I gave? Thank you. Thank you. Let us give a big round of applause to both of them. Initially, when I said academics and sports, they were tuned to that and they were very confidently speaking. The minute I told switch over, that switch over did not happen. When we do adla badli, that critical thinking stops. Now he said very nicely, I am a karate champion, but he mixed education into sports. He had to speak only sports is important. Anything happens, sports is important. But he says academics is also important. He added into that because yes, in India it happens so. You cannot follow the passion in foreign countries. It is not if you are a tennis player, you can be only a tennis player. But here we have to be a jack of all. It does not happen because I told you I am a district basketball captain. Elocution, I was university first, but when I went for interview, maximum marks because of sports or elocution I got was 5. And academics I was topper. That is why I am a district topper of Sholapur. So because of that academic topper, my interview number I was straight away on the top of the panel when I was going for my KVS interview. So now we already saw Ask Yourself, we saw the video. And then we asked ourselves some questions and we did it. So we have done this activity. Now this is also very important activity. All of us know this story? Huh? Anybody can tell what is the story about? Can you? Huh? The hare and the tortoise. Story माहित है? हाँ सांगा. काय story ते सांगा. Narrate the story. Huh? Stand up and speak. No sitting and speaking. So that everybody hears it. What is that to feel shy? LKG पासून हे ऐकत आलो ना आपण. Slow and steady wins the race. Yeah, tell me ma'am. Only one boy, one girl stands up and they say they want to speak. बाकी सब मौन देवता है हमारे एकदम मौन.
दोघांमध्ये पैस लागला होता की कोण पहिला लवकर जाणार. कासवानी ह्याला बोल सॉरी ससानी कासवाला बोलला होता की मी सगळ्यात जास्त म्हणजे फास्ट पळू शकतो. पण त्याच्यामध्ये कासव आणि जे आहेत म्हणजे कासव आणि ससामध्ये असं पैस लागलं होतं की मी कोण जास्त लवकर पळणार. पण त्यांनी ससा लवकर पळाला पण आता ससाला असं वाटलं की आता कासव पळू नाही शकत. तर मग नंतर तो झोपी गेला की हा इपर्यंत मी पोहोचू शकतो म्हणून. पण त्याला झोप लागल्यानंतर मी जे आहे ते कासव तो गेला आणि तो जिंकला. असं दोघांमध्ये पैस लागला होता.
Okay, very good. Story of the hare and the tortoise. We want the tortoise slow and steady. He goes and where does he reach? Starting point and he wins the race. Now, what is critical thinking? I want you to add one more character. Now we have 2 characters. One is the hare, one is the tortoise. I want you to add one more character into it and then put the 3 things and then write the whole story and present it to us. Who will do it to us? Who will do? You have to add a 3rd character. Anything of your mind, kalpanik. It's not true. One more character you have to add to it. Who will do it? Quick. Yes? Who will do it? Boys? Anybody? No champions? Any one of you that want to come forward? Yes. You can add one character and tell me a story again. Please give him the mic. Thinking? We have to think immediately. It's a simple story of life. That last one. So you give him the mic. He is ready to speak. He is ready. Please tell us our name, then you start speaking. Yes, silence. We need to respect others if we can't speak. Yes.
Now ma'am, you add a one character in this story.
Yes.
So I will add the squirrel.
Squirrel. Okay, good.
In my imaginary story.
Yeah, of course.
So the role of squirrel in that story is he will motivate both characters. He will provide the motivations and potentials of the both characters, like he will tell the rabbit also you can win the race. He can also cheer up the turtle also ki you can also win the race, because if you have to think and improvise the story, then you can add anything in your story. So that's why I can add the squirrel in the stories.
Yeah, I want you to add the squirrel and tell us the story. How did you add the squirrel?
So first the story is rabbit was the arrogant one who challenges the turtle and tells who is the fastest in the jungle. So turtle knows his potential. Also turtle knows he will lose the race. Still he accept the race. Still he accept his challenge, and still he somehow win the race because of the rabbit's arrogance. Now when I add the squirrels in the story, so rabbit will also win the race, because squirrel will motivate, and squirrel will always tells do not lose the hope, do not take as a granted for a turtle. If turtle is a slow one animal, but you still have to give your best shot. So
Silence, please.
the role of the squirrel is he's act like a mediator. So if he acts like a mediator, then he will provide and helps both animals to give their best shots and give the best possible results. Results will be anything, but still it will be a fair race. So that's my imaginary story.
Okay, let us give a big round of applause to him. He actually thought out. I would say that the squirrel would have been the friend of the tortoise, and he very well knows that tortoise is not going to win. But how to make the rabbit lose? He could have kept a row of carrots in between, and the rabbit is happily eating carrots, and he becomes slow, and the tortoise wins. So how do you think? It's up to you. We give a big round of applause for that gentleman. Yes, round of applause for the energy. Yeah? Now this is Golmaal, riddles. We just ask riddles, that is also critical thinking. Pahelia, you have seen Pahelia, so same it is riddles. If you have got me, you want to share me. If you share me, you haven't kept me. What am I? Think. If you have got me, you want to share me. And if you share me, you haven't kept me. What am I? No. You know something and you want to share it with somebody. But the minute you share, it is lost. Think. Somebody said secret. Very good. Next. You measure my life in hours and I serve you by expiring. I am quick when I am thin and slow when I am fat. The wind is my enemy. Whose enemy is wind? We use it in our daily lives. When it burns, it becomes thin. Yes, somebody said it. Candle is the answer. Yes. What disappears as soon as you say its name? What disappears? Very good. Answer is correct. Silence disappears as soon as you say its name. This belongs to you, but everyone else uses it.
My name.
Name. Very good. That's the correct answer. So these were some of the activities for critical thinking. Now I want you, all of you have brought your notebooks. This is a very nice activity. Okay. I want all of you to draw a picture of nature. Don't look into your friend's book. Need not be that I am a great artist. Whatever I know, you draw. When I say nature, you draw a picture of nature. And we just want to see how we all think. Don't look into your neighbor's book. You draw what you want. Nobody is going to judge us over what we are going to do. Yes, 30 seconds. Quick. I think to draw, we don't need to open our mouth. Those who have books can remove their books and draw. Those who don't have, silence. Yes? 30 seconds only, quick. Thanks. Last one. Nobody else will allot marks. Are we done? You hold it. Stand here only. Hold it. Okay? Put your pens down. Pens down. Does your drawing look? All of you drew mountains? If you have drawn 3 mountains, you put, if you have drawn 3 mountains, you give 15 marks. If no mountains, 0 mark. Yes. Because I am thinking like that, no. Nature means mountain should be there. If you draw 5 mountains, no plus marks. But if you draw 2 mountains, minus 5 marks. 3 mountains, 15 marks. I have drawn a sun. All of us have drawn a sun, 5 marks. All of us have drawn clouds. 2 clouds, 10 marks. All of us have drawn birds. 4 birds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 birds, 25 marks. Have we drawn a tree? Have we drawn a lake? Have we drawn fish? No. Water is there, 5 marks. Fish is there, 5 marks. Boat is there, 5 marks. Yes? All of us have drawn like this? See, I told you all to draw a picture and all of us think alike. Then what is creativity? Creativity is we draw a house. House is also there. So what is creativity? Creativity is intelligence having fun. Whenever any task is given to us, we have to think out of the box. But all of us think alike. When I told you draw nature, all of us are drawing the same picture. We have to think out of the box. Why is creative teaching necessary? Because it makes learning more interesting, effective and engaging by using different approaches in the classroom. Can you see these children? Anybody can explain to me this picture, what is happening? What is happening in this picture? The flowers are blooming. How do the flowers bloom? You give water, you give ample sunlight, you give nutrients, but every tree, every sapling will give the flower at their own pace. So every child blossoms at their own pace. Initially I told you one size fits all. It does not. Every child has their own learning ability, every child has their own talent, every child blossoms at their own pace. So even teaching methods need to be changed. So we have to think out of the box. A teacher today should be equipped with 21st century skills so that the differentiated learning happens. We have to allow the child, as per we know we have different types of learners. We have audio learners, we have video learners, we have hands-on experience learners, and we have somebody who reads and writes. So we have different types of learners. As per the learners, we have to give different activities so that a child learns. So today we were totally discussing on the 4 C's, which is communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. So these 4 skills, I think most of you understood what these 4 skills are. You have to apply in your daily life so that you will be successful in your future endeavors. So teacher uses her own creative efforts in designing and implementing the lessons. So this is all for today, and we need creative teaching to think critically, solve problems, work collaboratively, and help develop important life skills. So this was all for today. These ones are literacy skills, information, media and technology, and these are the life skills which we need to inculcate: flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity and social skills. If we have any other time, and whenever I come to Sholapur, I will surely come to Soni College and take it to the 3R module which we will be taking. Thank you for giving the opportunity, Vasanti ma'am, and thank you children for being here. Thank you.
humbly request the principal of our college, Dr. Professor Asha Rogre ma'am, to thank Revati ma'am with a token of appreciation. Thank you ma'am.
Recording in progress.
We'll be going now for the online sessions. To begin with, the first resource person who is joining us online is Mr. Amit Dikru sir.
Amit Tiktu sir is a senior corporate communication and leadership development professional with nearly 2 decades of experience across global PBO, KPO, NBFC and education ecosystems. Known for his boredom-ready communication style and strategic influence, Sir's specialization in shaping institutional narratives, strengthening leadership, communication and driving culture through impactful learning and engagement initiatives. Serving as the Vice President Corporate Communication at Myras Academy, Hyderabad, Sir leads the institution's strategic communication framework representing the organizations across academic, corporate and global leadership platforms. Sir plays a pivotal role in positioning the academy as a future-ready learning institution aligned with NEP 2020, skill development and innovation-driven education. Throughout his career, Sir has designed and delivered more than 1,500 leadership and learning interventions, including over 100 leadership workshops for senior management teams across industries. His work has consistently focused on building high-performing cultures, strengthening communication capability, and aligning people's strategy with organizational growth. Sir held senior leadership positions in training and organizational development with leading organizations including Shared Microfin Limited, Infosys Technology, IKS Health and Sutherland, HCL Technologies and Google India. In this role, he led large-scale training operations, developed leadership pipelines, implemented learning systems and supported enterprise transformation initiatives. Sir is also recognized authority in workplace governance and institutional safeguard. He is a certified train-the-trainer in gender sensitivity, diversity and inclusion, POSH and POCSO compliance, and advise educational institute and corporations on building safe, respectful and legally compliant work environments. Sir holds a PhD degree in English Literature from Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj University in Lean Six Sigma Certified. Some of his certificates include CELTA, TOEFL, IELTS, TEO, TESOL, TEFL and Yoga Teacher Trainer, integrating mindfulness and execute well-being into leadership development conversations. As a global leadership speaker, Sir frequently engages with educators, corporate leaders and policy influencers on themes such as future-ready communication, culture-led leadership, compliance-driven governance and transformational learning ecosystem. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for the beautiful introduction. Welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. Well, there's nothing much left for me to discuss and talk about myself. Everything else was spoken, but yes, thank you very much for this wonderful platform and the opportunity to talk about the 21st century skills pertaining to education and especially communication. So let me just share the screen and get started with what I really wish to present today. All right. I hope the screen's visible to everyone. So we're talking about paradigm shift in the global education system. And of course, when we talk about the paradigm shift, I'm sure there are a lot of experts who've spoken about a lot of things in the past. And I'd like to take this ahead from where we had stopped earlier, or whoever had presented earlier. Now let me just ask something pertaining to the thought, or the basic thought of this meeting, or the current generation. The need of the hour is that education is no longer preparing students for the future. Basically, education is the future, right? Because without education, where would the future of nation lead? And where would the future of an individual lead? Therefore, my personal say when people say that education needs to be future, or what is the future of education, I'd say education in itself is the future. So now let me ask you all a basic question to do a reality check. How many times did anyone here question parents or teachers while growing up? I cannot see the hands being raised, but I certainly can hear though. I'd really appreciate if even one response is given. Okay, I'm assuming there is a response. All right. Now, so the answer, since we were the millennials, or for that matter, we were Gen Ys or Gen X's. Now, there were very seldom, I'd say, that we had questioned our parents or teachers. Whenever we received an input, we just said, okay, and we've adhered to it. Children of Gen Zs or Alpha, I'm sure none of us have met Gen Beta yet, but when we do, or if you have Gen Beta at home, when they're trying to ask you questions, how many times did these children ask questions or have questioned you? Well, the answer to both of these is the same. Either we have not asked many questions, and Gen Zs, even when they're asking questions, we're not responding, so therefore they stopped asking questions. So here's some fact of the child. Now, as we were growing up, or as the children of Gen Z started growing up, we had focused on, telling them, focus on your studies, don't waste your time with friends, stay at home, just study, that's all you need to do, don't roam around here and there, lesser of the screen time, so on and so forth. And, because the students, the children, they really had to oblige because of the loud volume, or because of parents being loud, or teachers being loud, or, passing on their common suggestions, or trusting them with the value that they're teaching or educating. They have to really abide. Now, the fact with adults, once these children grew up, they became Gen Zs, right? Now, the teachers or we educationists ask them, why are you so quiet? Why have you become so introvert? Why don't you talk to people? And why don't you smile or enjoy, have some party time, family time? You don't know how to dance, you don't know how to talk to people, you don't interact with people, you're so silent, you're just in the room constantly, or you're working on your laptop, or you're looking at your phone. But why are you so quiet and not talking to people? Does anyone know what the answer could be? Yeah, the answer is, we didn't let them learn how to do so. Because going back to what we said, focus on your studies, don't waste time with your friends, stay at home, study hard. That's what they kept doing. We never included them in parties. We never included them in, life skills. We never taught them how to communicate with people. All that we taught them was to communicate with themselves, communicate with their books, communicate with the technology and nothing else. Okay? So amongst many others, what is the primary part of life that can never be replaced? Of course, we've heard a lot of people saying, AI is taking over jobs, AI is doing this, AI is doing that. There's technology evolving, there's robotics in place, mechatronics in place. So, what else is replacing jobs? And many things that's probably that a lot of people think is replacing, but let's just think from a layman's perspective and understand what is that one thing amongst many other that will not replace, that will never replace anybody's job. Very simple, it's communication, right? Because even for us to utilize the technology, ChatGPT needs commands, right? We cannot give in the commands if we are not good orators, if we don't have good communication skills. And of course, if we have to sell our product, no matter in what silo we create a particular product or a design, we have to exude it to the audience. And unless and until we do that, the product is not sold, the value is not added. So here's some case for communication and human resource. Basically, we all know communication is the foundation. It has been in the past, it is today, and it will continue to be tomorrow. In fact, the foundation will be stronger and heavier in the future. And basically, it helps us collaborate, drive innovation, because without collaboration, without communication, your innovation means nothing. It helps build empathy and connect with people. Because again, going back to the same point, no human connection, no value to any skill that we might possess. Okay? So the future of communication revolves around these 5 items, which is digital first communication, of course. Without the technology, communication becomes difficult. The overall platform that we're using right now is the digital first communication. Global and multicultural collaboration, because of course, we have FaceTime. We've never had that in the past. Therefore, the communication was restricted to zones, regions, country. It's no more, restricted. Therefore, it's even more important because we'd be communicating with a wider horizon. There's hybrid communication. It's online and offline. AI-assisted communication, which is ChatGPT, and faster information exchange, which is what is happening right now using this particular modem that we're using, the virtual modem, or it could be a WhatsApp or any other digital platforms or emails through which all of this information is exchanged quickly. Now, the future of communication skills that the students need, that we all know, is critical thinking and conversation, because when we're interacting, we've realized during our multiple interaction with students is that they're blindly adhering to what is told to them in their books or through the the lectures. But it's important for them to communicate and think critically during the conversation to respond, because that helps them with their interviews. That helps them to be spontaneous. Spontaneity has taken a backseat right now because people lack in critical thinking. And persuasive speaking, of course, active listening, because without listening, nobody can, speak, nobody can fathom, nobody can think critically, right? And then digital communication etiquette. Very important. Are you following me? Not following me? Can I hear you? Am I sitting properly? Am I positioning myself properly? Overall digital communication, have I muted myself, unmuted myself when required and not? Many other components, okay? And then cross-cultural communication, which is what we discussed, that the communication is no more limited to a particular zone or a region or a country or a division. It's, the horizon has increased. Now, the challenges that I'd say that we have in the current education system is that we have focused a lot on rote learning, mugging up, scripts. Give them scripts, people learn, come, vomit. That's something that we do right now, which we need to overcome because of the script mechanism, because of the mechanism where students mug up by heart they have this public speaking, speaking fear. They have this fear of public speaking. And then, of course, our assessments are only written. There's nothing pertaining to spoken assessment. Yes, verbal assessment is part of kindergarten, pre-primary, primary schools, but not for higher education. For higher schools, for higher education, we shut them down. We say, shut your mouth and start writing. But at the end of the day, when they appear for interviews, when they have to talk in podcasts, when they have to, talk to someone trying to present their ideas, they can't do that via writing. They have to speak, and that is something that we've ignored for very long. Limited speaking opportunities that we have given to students, and the lack of real-life communication practice is the major challenge. Now, the role of educators in the 21st century is extremely crucial, that we become communication facilitators. We don't just give the inputs, we don't just add values like we have done in the past. We've taken the textbook, we've taken the syllabus, and then start reading from the syllabus, start giving inputs from the syllabus. Now, it's important for us to become the facilitators. Here's what I think, here's what you need to do, what is your thought, right? And then encourage students' voice, let them speak. Build a safe space for expression. It is important for students to speak up, irrespective of what they're speaking. In the past, what we had done is if someone's going wrong, we say, no, shut up, that's not the way you talk. No, let them speak, let them learn, let them realize that they're going wrong. That is the safer environment that we need to build for students. It is not about you as a facilitator, it is not about you as a mentor, it is about the student learning. Let them learn through the practical, through kinesthetic approach. Integrate communication in every subject. Communication is not relevant to one particular classroom, to one particular subject, or one particular language. Communication is overall, right? What I recommend with doing is that have these role play sessions, have an explanation sessions, have verbal sessions, where presentation sessions. So irrespective of the language, because unless and until someone fathoms what's part of a subject, what's part of the syllabus, they will not be able to express, right? And how can we incorporate all of these? Very simple, through daily speaking opportunities, group discussions, storytelling and presentations, role plays, peer learning. This is what I was discussing earlier, to ensure that it's incorporated in every subject. If our every subject that we deliver revolves around these 5 items or the activities, then every student would not have to go back home and study, because they will understand the concepts here in the classroom itself. And of course, the classroom, when we talk about peer learning activities, it should not be limited to the classrooms. What is happening outside is also important. Now, the integrating communication in every subject is, again, currently it's through the experiments, through the structured debates, storytelling, math problems. Let students explain in the math problem. You've explained as a facilitator, now let's ensure that the students explain it to the others. When there's peer learning involved, when they themselves try to educate someone, that is where the overall impact of education is created. Because if they're constantly hearing, of course they're improving their listening skills. But when are they speaking? They are speaking through these activities, daily speaking opportunities, storytelling, group discussions, role plays, and so on and so forth, right? Because the future belongs to those who can think clearly, speak confidently, and connect meaningfully. Because if we cannot connect meaningfully, if we cannot speak clearly, no confidence, no communication. And with zero communication, we cannot really add value to the overall system, as in the education, or to self. Okay? The vision of the next decade in terms of communication or overall for education that we all know is that we are supposed to build creators, innovators, problem solvers, ethical thinkers, and then very important is, someone who can responsibly act in the, in the space given to them, irrespective of what space it is, in the country, outside the country, or wherever it is. Responsible global citizens creation is what is important for us, and how do we do that? Is by increasing the horizon, thinking widely and not just limited to the textbooks, because 21st century skills or the national education policy does not talk about limiting ourselves to syllabus, but it talks about building an overall skill platform for the students, right? So the key takeaway that we have is the education is undergoing historic transformation. We all know that is why we're here. Skills are the new currency, of course. In the past, we used to say, time is money. Now I'd say, skill is money. You have the skill, you know how to utilize the time, you have the skill, you know how to present your ideas, you have the skill, you know how to change the world, you have the skill, you know how to grab the opportunity. Therefore, skill is the new currency. Technology is merely the enabler. Anyone who thinks technology will take away jobs, well, I would say it's time for them to start understanding what technology is actually doing, because ChatGPT is here to assist us save time. It is here to help us with our own work, but it cannot do anything by itself unless and until a prompt is given. So I don't even know how technology will overpower human or our skills. It is just an enabler, but the utilization of skill with the technology will take someone to a next level. Educators remain the most powerful change agents. Without the educators, skills cannot be developed. Parents will end up continuously saying to their children to read, stay away from other children, stay away from the screen time, focus on your studies. That's all they need to do. Become a lawyer, become an advocate, become a doctor, become an engineer. But they really need to understand the fact that it is the educator we need to understand the fact that it is only we who can drive this discipline of skills in students. Therefore, we educators remain the most powerful weapon for the skill building. So here is my closing message for all of us. The greatest transformation of 21st century will not be technology, it will be education. Okay? The institution that adapts to any of these 21st century skills will shape tomorrow's leaders, will build leaders, will ensure that every child getting themselves educated today, grabs the opportunities, builds the opportunities for themselves, and explore the world. That's all I have for you all today. Thank you very much. I hope I was audible. I hope I was able to share enough insights in what we really wanted to hear.
Yes, thank you, sir. Am I audible to you?
Yes, you are now.
Thank you so much for the wonderful session, and thank you for joining us today.
Pleasure's all mine. Thank you very much for your time too. Have a wonderful day.
Now we'll be having a recorded session by Mrs. Anusha Ranganath.
talk with you today about social media and how it influences and motivates our daily lives. Today, education is not limited to learning through formal degrees. People gain knowledge through many different avenues, and social media media has become one of the important platforms for learning and sharing information. Most of us start our day the same way. We pick up our phones and begin scrolling through different platforms. But those few minutes of scrolling are not as simple as they seem. The content we see can slowly influence how we think about studying, productivity, and even our motivation to work towards our goals. Social media feeds are filled with moments from other people's lives. Sometimes those moments show people studying, organizing their study materials, building habits, or sharing their study routines, or even sharing achievements. Even if we are not actively looking for motivation, seeing those posts repeatedly can start shaping how we think about our own behavior towards our goals. The power of social media motivation. Is there something like motivation from social media? Think about the last time you saw someone studying intensely or sharing their progress towards a goal. For many people, that moment creates a small push to start doing something super productive. Even a small shift in motivation can change what we choose to do next. Learning by watching others. Is there something where we learn by watching others on social media? The social cognitive theory explains that people learn by observing others. When you repeatedly see someone practicing good habits, those habits start to feel achievable. Seeing others succeed can increase confidence and motivation to try very similar behaviors towards achieving your goals. The influence of online environments. When your feed shows certain behaviors repeatedly, those behaviors start to feel normal. If you constantly see people studying or sharing their progress, it can change how you perceive your own habits and expectations. Why is it that certain posts catch our attention? So there is another theory called as the theory of reasoned action. The idea is that our behavior is often guided by our own goals and intentions. If you already care about improving yourself or reaching a certain goal, your brain naturally pays more attention to that content and you start engaging more with such content that reflect those values. But we always talk of the negatives of social media when someone talks of Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube videos. Like they say, the other side of social media is something that is always seen as a distraction. While social media can inspire motivation, it also becomes a distraction. What starts as a quick scroll can easily turn into long periods of unproductive time. But the key to that distraction or making sure you go the right way is making sure that you have a perfect balance. That same social media platform that influence motivation in positive ways is also helping you or making you very distracted when you use social media. But it is up to us as to how we use those platforms. So can we say that you can completely avoid social media? Or can you say that I will completely stay distracted and not use or scroll through social media? Instead, the only way to go forward would be to become more aware and see how it influences our thoughts and behaviors and use it the right way. In the end, social media is not just an entertainment. It is an environment that influences what we think about, what motivates us, and what habits we develop. The more intentional we are about what we engage with, the more we can shape our digital environment to support our goals. Before we end, I want to leave you with a simple thought. Every day we spend time on social media, sometimes it's just a few minutes, sometimes it's much longer. But during that time, we're constantly exposed to ideas, habits, and behaviors from other people. So the content we choose to engage with slowly shapes the mindset we want to build. So the next time you scroll, remember that your feed can either distract you or inspire you. I'd like to end with a thought that says, what you see every day slowly shapes what you become. Thank you.
Scientist at Stanford University and Elsevier for 5 consecutive years from 2020 to 2025. Sir's research focuses on hybrid composites, solar photocatalysts, electrocatalysis, fuel cells, green hydrogen production, CO2 conversion, and biomedical application. Sir has published over 180 research articles in SCS Corpus Index journals, edited multiple international books, and actively contributes to global research as an editorial board member and associate editor for several reputed international journals. Sir's research collaborations span across many countries, including the USA, Australia, South Korea, Qatar, Taiwan, China, and several others. Sir has received prestigious recognition such as the Brainpool Postdoctoral Fellowship from the National Research Foundation of Korea and has led multiple international research and international projects related to green hydrogen and sustainable energy technologies. Thank you.
Can I share my slides?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So my voice is audible, sir? Yeah. Yeah. So thanks for the nice introduction, Dr. sir. So first of all, I want to thank the organizing committee for this international conference and Sony College principal and other professors. Then I want to mention a special thanks to Dr. Vinayatari for giving this great opportunity to share my research experience with young minds. So myself, Dr. Kartikaran, at present I am working as a research faculty and principal investigator in Fuel Cell Laboratory, Department of Mechanical Engineering, National Children University, Taiwan. And moreover, I am serving as a director in AC Unit Research and Consulting Private Limited, India. So today's my presentation topic is like transforming research education guiding students on the road to publication. So in this presentation, I want to show I made like two sections actually. The first section is like cover with why we need transforming research education and the role of publication in the modern education and how we will give mentorship models for young researchers. Then how universities can improve the publication literacy. This is one section I will cover. Then the second section is most useful for young minds and youngsters. How to write publication journal articles, then how to improve citation and why we need some Google Scholar profile and Scopus profile. Then finally I will show some opportunities in Taiwan. I will complete with my collaboration slide presentation with the collaboration opportunity in my laboratory. Yeah. So myself actually, I'm Dr. Karthik from India. So my native is like in Tamil Nadu. So after my finished my PhD, I visited around 5 countries. First I was working in Qatar University. In every country they are focusing some thematic research. I want to mention some interesting points actually. How every country they are focusing research themes in their sectors. How they will give in front to the thematic research. The first one is I was working in Qatar actually. In Qatar, it's like maximum they know actually the temperature it will go like more than 50 in summers. They can't live without AC, air conditioner. The generally air conditioners. So it will affect the environment and it will change the global warming and sort of that thing. So they are more focusing on to reduce the CO2, otherwise they are converting CO2 into other fuels like that. So their target is like carbon net zero emission 2030. Their target. So this project is going on in Qatar, most probably. Then after I finished my postdoc in Qatar University, I moved to South Korea. South Korea, it's well-based technology world actually. They almost implement hydrogen bus, hydrogen car, hydrogen train, all things. They are focusing like full like green hydrogen technologies nowadays. They are giving more fund for green hydrogen production. So after my postdoctoral fellowship in brainful fellowship in South Korea, I moved to Israel. Israel is like they are more strong in basic research and also they more involved in like energy storage related applications. So when I was in Israel, I was working in energy storage application. Then I moved to Australia. In Australia, actually, I'm working in sustainability center. The center is fully focused on green hydrogen production through some electrolysis because Australia also is like one of the like top country in the production of hydrogen. They already implemented around 95%. So the center is full focus on like green hydrogen production through some electrolysis. I got more experience actually from Australia. Then I moved to Taiwan. In Taiwan, actually, full they focus on like the first thing is semiconductor. The second part, they are focusing full like energy storage and conversion. Like they are producing like green hydrogen. Now they started to give more fund for green hydrogen because their thematic research is like the carbon net zero emission 2050. Their target in Taiwan. So they are giving more fund for green hydrogen. So I will explain in later slides. Yeah. So I have published more than 180 publications with the overall citation about 7,400 with the Chinese 57. Then more interesting part I want to share actually. In the National Chungcheong University, I am the highest achieved exam is like around 57. I am doing research mostly is like belongs to material science and chemical engineering. Yeah, I want to mention some research excellence indicator. Maybe you will say extras actually you need to know about what this research excellence indicator because you will need to know like FWC. This is the data from Scopus actually. So the FWC is like field rate citation impact actually. Suppose the field rate is like about 20 or something, 10, 5 like that. For example, mine is like 26.81. the 26.81 range is like my paper is cited around 26.81 times, more than the world average for papers for the same field in type and publication only. Suppose in these high competition research areas like supercapacitors, nanomaterials and energy storage, the typical FWCA, is like around 1 to 3 is like normal. It's like good, and if you highly impactful paper, the range is like 5 to 10. So mine is like 26.8, but it shows like extraordinary more impactful work among the top performing applications worldwide in this field. So this is more important if you go with some research excellence indicators. This FWC is most important. Maybe the young people actually know about this FWCA, how to really increase FWCA. In later slides, I will explain how we can improve the FWCA. Yeah. Next actually, top 2000 scientists from 2020, last 6 years actually continuously. And these are my CCU actually around 12 people are in the list, and 2 Indians now in top 2000 scientists list. Then I am working an editorial role, member in several journals like start with Classroom, Hydrogen, Chemical Engineering, Frontiers in Energy Research, Microbial Biotechnology, Current Nanoscience, Progress in Physics of Matter, Journal of Polymer, Energy Engineering, then Materials, Current Materials Science, Advanced Manufacturing, Polymers and Composite Science. Yeah. This table is very easy to understand actually. I am putting around 13 results, 7 check to board member. The among 13 actually 7 Q1 and 4 Q2 and 1 Q3 and 1 Q4. Which almost belongs to multidisciplinary maximum journals. Mostly like engineering based. Yeah. Not only editing publishing paper, and also I am editing around 4 books actually still now. The one book is related to putting nanomaterials for CO2 conversion into chemicals and fuels. It's like under Royal Society of Chemistry published. And 3 more books actually under IGN Global. The 3 more books in National Chuchum done actually this last 3 years. Then I have published 1 Indian patent, and the other 2 years patent already 5 in 2024 now under examination. As a keynote speaker in the various international conferences. So last like 2 times I received top 2% scientist award with the National Chuchum University President, and this professor is like a department chair and associate dean College of Engineering CCU. This is my lab members of my group actually. Still I want to mention actually how more impactful the green hydrogen. Recently I received an industry funded research project for 3 years actually. This is first year from the English actually. So my title is very simple actually, towards carbon neutrality. Because now hot topic is like carbon neutrality, because we need to reduce like carbon emission, and also we need to change alternative fuel instead of petrol or diesel. So the most of the country actually are focusing to change the fuel like hydrogen, because hydrogen is one of the cleanest and good energy carrier, promising energy carrier in the future. So I received around 1.15 billion NTD. It's around 35 lakhs in Indian money for 1 year actually. This project will continue for 3 years actually. Every year they will give fund. Then my project actually is very simple. To do some the catalyst design. Then we make like tools of interface engineering. Then I check with some AEM electrolysis. It's like alkaline exchange membrane electrolysis. Advanced technique one. The final my task is like carbon neutrality. Without CO2 emission, I need to produce hydrogen. That is green hydrogen. That's carbon neutrality. So this is the research team actually. I am a principal investigator. My co-PA is like Professor Yamchandran, Department Chair. This is my fellow student. So around 5 students working under me and 1 lab manager. So first section I start with, I already mentioned actually, I split to 2 sections. The one section is full and full why we need publication, the role of publication in the education only. The second slide, the second section actually I start with why we need publication, how we can write paper and publish articles like that. So first section, it's very simple. Like the need for transforming research education, how transforming. Generally, these universities must train students to become like global researchers. Yeah, because every student needs some motivation, and also every student needs some like a mentorship. Without mentorship and without motivation, it's very difficult to they become good researcher. And also research output and publication, it's a key in performance indicator in academic level. Research output in different forms actually, like the publication of articles and editing book and patent. So these three forms actually we are telling like research output and publication. So these are the key performance indicator in academic level. And also we need to make some scientific communication with the students always. We need to try. Generally, actually, I will I'm keeping every week actually meeting with students. My group actually 5 people, so I can separate actually some internship students also came to work under me. Now it's like 2 internship students they are working, so I can make 3 people group I separated. Then I made a meeting with the students every Tuesday for like the spring semester. Now spring semester is going on. All semester it depends upon the class loadings of students that I can manage. Because actually this meeting actually they are giving ideas to them, and also they follow up actually. The mentor easily follow up their work progress, and they are giving some, I am giving some opinions or suggestions to students. They will follow up, they will rearrange based on the idea of them. That communication actually we need actually, and moreover actually the maximum students under working me is like Taiwanese. They are not well versed in English actually. But my condition is very simple. You people need to present in all in English. So then only they learn something. Otherwise, there is no way to learn actually. So I'm always telling to them, you present something, no issues. There is no grammatical issues, nothing. So you can just present in English, then you also improve yourself like that. And finally, the publication literacy is becoming core academic skill. Yeah, obviously, but publication literacy is like depends upon the university actually. The university and institute need to make some proper platform for young students like bachelor's, master's, PhD. Yeah. Then I will go with the role of publication in modern education. Actually, there's the figures I want to show. If I keep some more elements, it's not good. That's why. Actually, the role of publication is more important in modern education. For example, actually, you can develop your scientific communication and critical thinking skills. Yeah. Obviously, like the young buddies, like 20 kids and Gen Z people, actually they have more scientific communication, like more thinking skills actually, critical thinking skills. For example, actually they are asking questions. Sometimes we can't answer actually. Sometimes the mentor also not able to answer. So they also need to read and they also need to develop themselves. So it's very good actually. We need to improve the students the thinking skill, and also we need to make some bridge between research work and the global level activities. We need to make some binding how we can bridge our doing research and other things. Then we need to enhance the students' ability to structure and present research logically. These things happen only by meeting. Every week you need to keep meeting, like lab meeting or something, okay, group meeting something. So this meeting also they create that structure and present research logically to enhance the students' ability. So otherwise it can't possible. And moreover, actually we need to improve academic credibility and career opportunities through the publication. Because the publications create more impactful in academic also and the students' career opportunities. For example, actually the students that they started to publish paper, they can easily get opportunities in recruitment side also, and also for suppose a master's students got some 1 or 2 paper, they can easily get opportunity abroad like in Asian countries or European countries, because they will prefer, because they will think like that, okay, the students like the master students have some knowledge, so they wrote paper, so we will take the students like that. So it's a good opportunity for students also in publishing paper. Then finally, strengthen the research culture within the university. I already told. We need to make some platforms, and we need to provide, like institute also we need to provide many books for the many platforms like For example, actually, the students need to assess some papers, so we need to give some free access, like from Elsevier, then Springer, and Royal Society of Chemistry cases. At least one or two institute give for free access for students means it's very useful. It will increase the start either like this. So, and at the one point, I will tell you them, okay, this data is enough. You go for paper. Like that, supervisor student mentorship. Like supervisor need to give proper mentoring to students. How you can write paper or anything. And also, we need to think about like collaborative mentoring through research groups and activities I already mentioned. Then, main thing is like international collaboration to co-authorship opportunity. For example, my master students actually not well versed in writing paper actually. They are in Taiwanese, they know Mandarin language only. So they are struggling to write paper. Then I will ask them some PhD student they write their papers and they are getting co-authorship. Suppose we need to develop some other devices or we need to develop some computational models like that which we can collaborate with other country people like Japan, like Korea, like that. So that's an universal collaboration opportunity. We need to tell to them these are the way you can collaboration with international people. These are the ways to get a co-authorship opportunity also like that. These things create like a structured publication also, and also you need to mention some programs, mentorship program for students, or especially like for research seminar for like young buddies, bachelor's, master's, PhD, and also every time like at least 3 months once or 6 months once we can keep some research seminar means for students is really helpful. They will get more knowledge about the publication, how we can write paper. Then how universities can improve publication literacy is most important thing actually. The same thing last slide I mentioned actually, we need to keep some program like seminar like that. That seminar actually need to impose to students, need to guide the students how we can like the scientific writing courses and scientific tools, what are the tools are available like that. For example, references we can use EndNote. We need to tell these are the tools are available. Like if we go for scientific means camera, then RG software, many things are there, many softwares are there. So we need to tell to them through like a seminar or like a conference, small conference like that. Then we need to establish some research writing and mentoring center also. Actually, my university actually is there actually. The Office of International Affairs, they have some team for mentoring center like to a master's and a PhD student. This encourage and also we need to encourage the interdisciplinary collaboration because this world is full like not only depend on one subject. They are mingling actually. So interdisciplinary always give more benefit for students and also for publication wise it's more impactful. So we need to tell to the students you need to learn this is interdisciplinary research like that. For example, I am working in mechanical engineering, but I can't alone publish the papers because I am dealing with some fuel cell devices something. But if I need to prepare some material, I need to go with chemical engineering. So without any other department support, I can't publish. So I need to collaboration with the interdisciplinary. So that's good. So we need to initiate that things to the young minds. And finally, the promote open science and research visibility. This one actually I already mentioned in last slide. You need to give some open access, like for example, you need to give access, article access for Elsevier, Springer, Royal Society of Chemistry, American Chemical Society, like that. So if the institute or university they give means like students learn many things and also they download whatever they want papers they will easily download. It will increase the research visibility and also they will publish paper. The published paper is automatically to increase the university or institute visibility. So these are the ways actually the impact of the publication in education. The second section is fully how to write articles and publishing. Yeah, simple actually. The road to publication, writing a successful research paper, how we can write. First I need to mention opportunity, faculty recruitment, promotions, awards and fellowships, individual fellowships. And finally, build the citation, achievements and visibility. The academic depends only on your published work and cited work. If you have no publication, no citation, it's no measurable impact. So these pictures are like mentioned this point only. So that's you mentioned this point actually. No publication, keep in mind, no publication, no citation means no measurable impact. So you need to create yourself like measurable impact means you need to publish some papers from masters or PhD. Yeah. Then how to write and publish journal articles. The type of journal articles like original research, review article, then short communication and case studies and perspectives. The structure of the journal article, to start with title, abstract, introduction, methods, results, discussion and conclusion. Actually, the most maximum researchers are focused on like original research and the review articles. That's most influence actually. Then how to write a strong title actually. We can write titles one or two line only. No need to write 4 line, 3 line like that. Our title should be included specific. You need to avoid back tags, no abbreviation in title only. Then properly mention material application. Material application is based on my field activity. Mention the core topic like core application like that. So after title action, how to write abstract actually. First you need to write to the problem, like you need to focus on problem statement and methodology. And the third part is like you need to focus on like key findings with numerical result. And finally you need to conclude 1 or 2 points. So the abstract should be in 150 words, good. In maximum 150 to 200 words, it's good actually. Yeah. Then introduction writing strategy. The introduction starts with the background and the literature gap. Literature gap means is like, for example, now we are in 2026. You can survey, like compare with less than 5 years. It's good actually. Then you need to focus on your research problem. What problem you taken, that problem you need to focus. And finally, you need to get objective. Then after the introduction, you need to go with materials and methods. This one fully experimental based I gave actually. The chemicals and suppliers and instruments and conditions in the materials and methods section. The research section, you need to present what research you got. That research you need to present in a tabular form or figures form. And also you need to derive some results. Every graph you get some results actually. You need to mention a numerical value. In the discussion section, you need to explain why I got this result. Then you need to compare with literature results actually. I already told you that for our last 12 years you can compare. And you need to mention the novelty. Maybe some results, 100% some results will get high novelty. You need to mention that highest novelty. Then finally you conclude with the conclusion section. In conclusion section actually you need to summarize all key findings And finally, it's most important, applications and the future scope, like 2 to 3 lines, that's most important. And finally, you end up with your references. So these are the flow of the writing research paper actually. So one part is finished actually, writing paper is one part. But second one is most important, the journal publication. Because writing manuscript, okay, finished. But after manuscript writing, we need to target proper journal. I will explain. Choosing right journal. How you can choose right journal? The based on the scope match. Because your field has some scope. But nowadays AI is more advanced, so you can use AI and get proper journal also. Otherwise, you can go with every journal has some journal finder. You can use your title, manuscript title and abstract. You can get a proper journal and you can go for submission. Then impact factor also you need to think, because sometimes actually your work is very high quality. You can go for about 10 lines. Maybe you feel like my work is like medium quality, like novelty means you can try with 5 to 10 lines. So the based on the impact factor also, you can need to think about choosing right journal. Then APC. APC means like article processing charge. Then university institutes you can't fund more actually, because you need to pay around 2,500 USD per paper publication in DPA. Suppose if you go this year like that means they will add like 2,800 USD like that. So it's difficult. But in some of the universities actually they are providing abroad actually. So if you can utilize that. And you need to think about reduced speed also. Sometimes actually some journals actually they take more time reviewing and the publication output also will come maybe 7 months, 8 months they take it. So you need to think about these 3 factors, the most important thing to choose the right journal. So okay, after choosing right journal, you go with this one, peer review process. It's like you start with submission. Actually, if you submit here I will show, like if you submit the paper, yeah. Then to go with the journal manager. The journal manager screens the manuscript based on the plagiarism and the scope actually. Suppose the plagiarism is very high, they will reject it automatically. This researcher is not done. Suppose your paper passed the plagiarism and the scope means it will go with the editor in chief. He will check your paper novelty, other thing. Okay, paper novelty should be okay like that thing. He will go for review. If paper novelty not match well means he will reject actually. Then the reviewers actually they give commands within the time frame, within the time frame. So they command they send to the editorial board member or editorial chief. Then editorial EBF members they will take decision. So based on the reviewer commands for revision or rejection. Suppose revision means they will send for the commands to the authors need to revise the manuscript based on the commands, and finally we will get the final acceptance from the editor. So this is the review process. Maybe you can understand this one actually. This picture is you can easily understand. One fellow complete manuscript, if need acceptance means you need to pass these 6 people like that. These are the reviewers editor. So this is a very long process, and also we need to focus. We need to choose proper journal for publication if you target the publication. Yeah. Then why we need Google Scholar profile? Because generally Google Scholar profile is new research profile. So you can easily track their citation, archive all things. You can easily make your Google Scholar profile through your Google account actually. Yeah. Now why we need Scopus author profile? Suppose Scopus author profile easy to create actually. If you publish any one paper in Scopus, your first paper easily added in Scopus. So you can create your account actually based on that. In general, Scopus author profile, the Scopus profile is most important. If you do some other like funding or position, based on the Scopus database only, they will select your, they will evaluate your research output, other things. And also, if you, for example, for POS ranking, world POS ranking, they evaluated based on the Scopus database only. So that much powerful actually. So you need to think about the Scopus also and Google Scholar also. But my perspective is Scopus is very best. So you should, the youngsters should focus on Scopus properly. Yeah. And actually, I want to tell about like what is citation and syntax and how to improve citation actually. The citation is like when other reference your work, it's a citation actually. It's a measurable research impact. And H index means it's like H papers with the greater than H citation each. It's called H index. Generally, it measures productivity and impact. H index nowadays. For example, in the sixth paper, the 80 like 6 citation means H index 6. That's calculation actually. You usually get from Scopus and Google Scholar also. And more important thing, how we can improve the citation to publish quality journals and review papers, and moreover collaboration, the research collaboration. These two factors are more impactful in improving the citation. And finally, I need to explain about Scopus indexed journals and the SCA and ACA journals. Actually, this Scopus index I already told. The two part is there. The SCA and ACA is Science Citation Index Expanded, the abbreviation actually. This way actually the clarity was like based on the impact factor they made ACA and ACA. The Scopus indexed journals not having any impact factor. And the non-indexed journal is totally waste actually because there is wasted time and money also. So the youngsters should be focused on these two actually, Scopus index and the ACA and ACA journals. Suppose if you want to go for abroad like a postdoc or something, faculty or need to get funding from India like DST, DRDO, like many things, you need to focus on ACA and ACA journals because these journals only create like higher credibility and impact, and also the based on this Scopus database, H index and other impact factor, they always they prefer for top tier research collaboration and other things, research and validation. So for new papers, the focus only is Scopus index and ACA and ACA journals, not for non-indexed. Yeah. I want to show some opportunities in Taiwan actually. Actually, my university actually we opened for international internship program. The last date is like 22nd March actually. One more thing, you people need some passport actually because in the application they will ask passport number actually. So this opportunity is very good actually. For 3 months we are giving actually. Sometimes they are giving 6 months actually. So you can use this opportunity. If possible, any students have like a passport, you can apply this first card. Maybe if it is not having passport, maybe you can try in November call actually. Now in November month actually they we again will call for internship actually. Otherwise you can try like this one also. This one is like Taiwan Experience Education Program, TEAM program. This one also we are giving 3 months fellowship with the app file also going forward. So these two opportunities are short-term internship other thing. Suppose if you if you go for if you want to graduate in a master's or bachelor's or PhD, you can get many fellowships. For example, like no need IELTS, TOEFL, anything. So you can easily get master's, PhD, and bachelor's program also. Recently we started some intense program. It's like their master program is smart manufacturing. We already started actually. The application also opening. Then recently we started international bachelor degree program in mechanical engineering. This one is full and full English medium instruction, UMI only. So these are various opportunities in Taiwan, so you can utilize. And also if you have any doubts, you can write mail to me. I will show you. Yeah. My conclusion is very simple. Based on the second two actually, you should focus on quality. And also learn from rejection actually. If paper rejected means you don't feel bad. You need to learn something from rejection comments. And moreover actually you build your profile very early. If you build your profile very early, research profile, it's very good for your future career actually, academics. And need to avoid some common mistakes to select the poor journal selection. I already mentioned. You should select Scopus index or ACA, ACE. And writing the introduction, like writing the manuscript, you need to focus on introduction. Maybe if you write a very big introduction, means the EBF and they won't take into account for publication anything. And ignoring reviewers' comments, don't ignoring reviewers' comments because the reviewer comments, the polish your manuscript and improve your manuscript quality. So these are my conclusion points. So these are my research collaborators from various countries, from start with America, Australia, Taiwan, Iran, China, South Korea, Poland, Qatar, Russia, Israel, Bulgaria, Indonesia, and Nigeria. So in this occasion, I want to thank my research collaborators. I want to show some collaboration and PhD opportunity in my laboratory actually. My laboratory is called fuel cell laboratory. So we are always playing with the fuel cells, different type of fuel cells. Then the ready products for battery, oxygen production reaction, then AIM electrolysis like green hydrogen production, and metal ion batteries like lithium, aluminum, lithium oxide, and metal ion batteries lithium and lithium sulfur. So this is my contact mail ID. Feel free to contact me regarding collaboration, PhD opportunity, and masters and internship also. You can write mail to me. I can help you. So I want to share my experience with the CCU actually. This is actually one program actually recently happened. This is me actually. This is CCU president actually. We made some MOU with Arizona State University USA. He's from India actually. Now he was working in USA last 13 years actually. Professor this professor cares about the becoming professor. And this is my second time I received an award from second time I received an award from CCU president and other council actually. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the session, and thank you for joining us.
Record.
Now we'll be watching the recorded video of Mr. Olli Kaminen from Finland.
So good day, everyone. First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to join you today. It is truly a pleasure to connect with you and to share a few thoughts about education and learning. My name is Olli Kaminen. I am the CEO of Onni Education from Finland, and I have over 20 years of experience in the field of education. Earlier in my career, I have worked both as a teacher and also school principal, and I also had the opportunity to work with the educators and schools in the several different countries. These experiences has allowed me to see the education from many perspectives, from the classroom, from the school leadership, and also from the international cooperation between the educators. Before continuing, I would also like to say that we are honored to partner with Kirti Schreger School, and we truly appreciate the trust and openness you have shown toward Finnish educational thinking and methods. For us at Onni Education, the partnership like this were meaningful. The education improves when the educators from different countries and cultures exchange ideas, learn from one another, and reflect their own practices. I believe that every country has its own educational traditions, strengths, and values, and by sharing experiences, we often discover a new perspective that help us to improve education for children everywhere. So today I would like to share a short overview of the Finnish education approach and also reflect on some differences between the Finnish and Indian education system. And my goal here is not to say that one system is better than another, and instead of that, I hope to show how different approaches can complement each other and offer new insights. Because in the end, I believe that we all share the same goal, and that is to create learning environment where children can grow, learn, and thrive. So to understand Finnish education a little bit better, I believe that it would be helpful to beginning by looking at the philosophy behind the system. So let us take a moment to explore what Finnish what it often means when they talk about the Finnish education model. So what makes Finnish education special? When Finnish education is discussed internationally, people often ask a simple question: what makes Finnish education system special? Interestingly, there is no single method or secret formula, and instead of that, the Finnish education is built around a set of values and principles about how children can learn best. One of the most important ideas is that the children learn best when they feel safe, when they feel motivated, and when they strong emphasis on well, equality, and trust. For example, teachers in Finland are highly educated professionals. All teachers complete a master degree and they receive a strong training. And the training is not only in the subject of knowledge, but also in a child's development and pedagogy. And because of this professional training, the teachers are trusted to make decisions about their teaching. And the schools, kindergartens, classrooms, they are not controlled through constant inspections or strict standardized testing. And instead of that, the system here, it relies on a professional responsibility and cooperation. Another important idea in Finnish education is that the learning should not begin with pressure. In the early years, the children, they will learn primarily through play, through exploration, interaction, and instead of focusing immediately on academic performance, the aim is to develop curiosity, confidence, and motivation to learn. For example, when children build something together, they will explore nature or solve problems through play, and they are not just playing, they are developing thinking skills, creativity, and social abilities. So the idea is quite simple. If children enjoy learning, and when they feel confident in their abilities, they are much more likely to continue learning throughout their lives. And in the world that is constantly changing, the ability to continue learning may be one of the most important skills of all. Of course, every country has its own educational tradition and strengths, so it can be also interesting to look briefly about how the Finnish approach compares with other education systems, like Indian system, for example. So, when comparing to Finland and India, it is important to begin with this simple understanding. Both of the countries, they value education very deeply. The education play an essential role in both societies, and teachers in both countries, they carry a great responsibility for supporting the next generation. However, the approaches to education have developed somewhat different ways. In Finland, particularly during the early years of the education, the focus is often on building children's motivation, confidence, and well-being first. This kind of academic learning then gradually becomes more structured as the children grow older. And in many other education systems, including the parts of India, the educational traditions may place earlier emphasis on academic learning, structured lessons, and examination. So these differences, they often reflect cultural expectation and historical developments within each society. For example, in societies where the education has traditionally been seen as a pathway to opportunity and advancement, there might naturally be a stronger focus on academic achievement and more on measurable results. In Finland, the system has evolved with the strong belief that the long-term learning success begins with the well-being and motivation. But perhaps the most interesting development today is that the many education systems around the world are beginning to ask similar questions. These questions are like, how do we balance academic excellence with the student well-being? Or how do we support children's mental health, curiosity, and creativity while also helping them to achieve strong learning outcomes? And these questions are increasingly important because the world of our children will grow up in is becoming more complex and more unpredictable. And this is one of the reasons why the international collaboration between the educators is so valuable. So when the teachers and schools from different countries are sharing experiences, they gain new perspective that can enrich their own educational practices. And one area where Finland has invested particularly strong in recent decades is early childhood education. And this is the area where we have learned a great deal about how children's early experiences shape their future development. So when we take a closer look into early childhood education in Finland, and also the fact that the research on many fields, including psychology or neuroscience and education, they all tell us something very important. The early years of life, they are a critical period for development. So during these years, the children develop not only cognitive abilities, but also social skills about emotional regulation, curiosity, and self-confidence. In Finland, the early childhood education is designed to support the whole development of the child. And one important principle around of this is learning through play and exploration. In Finland, we believe that the play is not seen something separate from learning, and in fact, play is one of the most natural and most effective ways of young children to learn. And through play, the children, they learn to communicate, they learn to negotiate, and they learn to solve problems, for example, and use their imagination. I remember one moment from when I was working as a school principal, visiting in a classroom in early childhood center. There was this situation when the children were building a city on the floor using the wooden blocks. And at the first, it looked like a simple play. But when I started to observe and listen more carefully, I noticed something really interesting. There was this situation when one child was kind of like explaining how the bridge needed to be stronger, so there was a cars also involved that the car could go across. So then there was another child who was negotiating where the house should be placed. So without kind of like realizing, these children were practicing engineering thinking. They practice communication. They practice also the cooperation and problem-solving skills. And this kind of like moment reminds me that when the play is guided well by the educators, it can really become an incredibly powerful learning experience. Another important factor of early childhood education is the emotional safety. We believe that when children feel that they are accepted, when they feel that they are supported, and when they feel that they are valued by the adults around of them, they feel more confidence to explore the world and try new things. And this kind of like sense of safety, it creates a foundation for learning. Finally, the role of the educators and teachers is extremely important. The early childhood teachers, they are not simply instructors of delivering information. We believe that they are professionals who observe children. They are the ones who are guide the learning experiences and create environments where the curiosity can flourish. So in many ways, the teachers help children to develop their first relationship with the learning itself. If that the relationship begins with curiosity and confidence and joy, we believe that it can influence the child's attitude towards learning for many years to come. And this brings us to the broader questions. When we talk about the education, what we are really preparing children for. So when we talk about education, it is easy to focus on subjects or curriculum or examination results. But what I believe strongly is that the education is about something much bigger. The education is about preparing children for life and for future of our societies. The world of our children will grow up in changing rapidly. And for example, if we think about the job that will exist in the future, they do not exist today. And because of this, the education, it cannot focus only on knowledge. What we strongly believe that the children will need creativity, they will need cooperation skills, they will need resilience and empathy and the ability of adapt to change. And these qualities, they do not suddenly appear when children become teenagers or adults. They're beginning to develop during the early childhood. And this is why the early childhood education is so important. It is the stage where the children beginning to see themselves as learners, where they're starting to develop curiosity about the world, and where they build the confidence to explore and try new things. So when the educators support children's well-being, curiosity, and motivation, they are not only teaching individual students, they are helping to build stronger communities and healthier societies. So the classrooms that we are creating today, it shapes the world of our children that they will live in tomorrow. And perhaps this is one of the most beautiful responsibilities in education. When we nurture the child's curiosity and confidence and kindness, we are not only educating a child, we are quietly shaping the future of our world. I would like to thank you very much of your time. It was truly a pleasure to be here with you today. I sincerely hope that in the near future we will also have the opportunity to meet you all in person in India. Thank you all very much.
Recording in progress.
We have now the next resource person with us, Mr. Keshavji Hosur. I request Manushri to kindly introduce Hosur sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my privilege to introduce Mr. Keshav Huzur, a distinguished manufacturing and process advisory professional with more than 35 years of extensive industry experience. Sir holds a bachelor's degree in industrial and mechanical engineering from Pune University. Over the course of his remarkable career, he has spent over 19 years with TCS, contributing significantly to the domains of discrete and process manufacturing, industrial engineering, ERP implementations, and engineering IT. Sir has worked across several key industry sectors, including automotive, OEM and Tier 1 suppliers, aerospace OEM and Tier 1 suppliers, and consumer packaged goods manufacturing industries. His professional experience spans multiple global regions, including Europe, where Germany served as his professional base, as well as the United Kingdoms and the Asia-Pacific region, including Japan, Thailand, and South Korea. Throughout his career, Sir has developed strong expertise in supply chain management and plant operations, converting areas such as production management, planning, maintenance, and budgeting. Sir has also played an important role in business process transformation and the integration of enterprise system, helping organizations improve operational efficiency and performance. In addition, Sir has been actively involved in process re-engineering initiatives, technology solution development, organizational restructuring and engineering project implementations. His experience also includes work with manufacturing executive systems for both discrete and process industries, conducting site studies, business process mapping, business case evaluation, and supporting the installation and commissioning of manufacturing plants. Beyond his professional achievements, Sir values a balanced personal life. Sir is married and blessed with 2 children. In his leisure time, he enjoys traveling and experiencing different cultures. He is also a marathon runner, an avid cyclist, and enjoys mountaineering, trekking, and photography. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Am I allowed to speak, or is something still going on? Because I can't see people on the other side, so I'm just seeing myself. Am I also visible? Hello. Okay, great. Okay. Thank you for that nice introduction. And Vasanthi Madam has actually put me into a difficult situation that I have to keep the audience awake post lunch. I'll try my best to do that. Okay. So anyway, I'm based in South Korea right now, and there are many experts who have spoken about all the paradigm shifts and what of theories about me before. And I'm not going to make this as a lecture or something, but try to keep it more interactive as much as possible and share my experiences and try to bridge in what is expected in the current industry from the youth and the people who are going to come out of prestigious institutions like what you're running right now. And so I like to put in more of a practical angle to this rather than going to theoretical. I have a PPT and other things, but really I don't want to do that way. Unless until if the forum there is it. Okay. So is that okay? Okay, super. And I would also like to keep it interactive if people are there and they would like to have their questions ready, they can put it up and somebody can read it out for me. And so as I said, let's keep it a bit more sort of an interactive scenario. Okay, while I'll share what is happening and through the journey. And the reason why I'm saying this is I've traveled across the continents now for more than 20 years. Okay? And it's very important and necessary how we catch up and what this paradigm shift in education means. Okay? So I'm not going to talk a lot of big jargons here. Let's be practical and pragmatic. What we mean by the paradigm shift in education. Okay? And why is it needed and what happens? And I'm quite sure every person here in this forum is smart enough to go and read about all these paradigm shifts and other things from the net and everything else. But what it means to an industry, what exactly does it mean on the ground? What happens? And why do we think that paradigm shift is required right now? Okay, that's the whole point I would like to put up here. So just to start off with the paradigm shift, and also I had put up as my session header as pivot fast. Okay, so why I'm saying pivot fast in this and be adaptive to the market right now. And market shift is happening very fast. And we are right now looking into the realistic world where the geopolitics is changing, where the globe is right now in a war zone situation. That's all fine, but how does that impact the world, the industry, and how do we cope it up? So that is exactly what we are trying to say here is a paradigm shift in education. And why do we say only education? Okay, education is the mainstream media, okay, which prepares associates to take up the real life challenges. Okay, now these real life challenges can be technological, okay, can be educational, okay, and productions of all these scenarios. Okay, so where we are going right now with and why pivotal? Why do I say pivotal? So pivotal means you just don't run. You stabilize yourself at a point, assess the situation, what is going on, okay, and then take the right directions. And please, Mr. Gunnar, stop me anytime, okay? Because as I said, I don't see the other side, so please stop me if required, okay? For anything. So now coming back, how an industry looks at this and shift and education and how it's done. And I've been in touch with multiple universities globally, okay? And we are looking at it, what is happening. And I do a lot of interviews every day. Every day I do a lot of interviews and for those different skill sets that we need. And one gap which I see is industry ready students or associates. That's a big challenge for us. On an average, and if we look at the statistics, the current organizational institutions are hardly, and I'm talking of a range of institutions, even at the highest level. Okay? So their adaptability to the technology, because right now, when we are talking of anything, it is as our revered Prime Minister says, Indian Prime Minister Mr. Modi says that it was it's all global village now. Okay, so there are no bridges. Okay, people can connect, people see, everybody is reachable. So in this scenario, what is the prime platform on which this can happen? And technology is the only prime platform right now. Okay, so if the technology is platform, how are we adapting to this technology? Are we using it in the right way? Okay, so here comes the three parameters. So if we are talking about any education system as such, okay, there are three parameters to it. One is the learner himself or herself. Okay, then there is this community of teaching, which is no more a hard-bound set because the whole teaching mechanism is getting changed and modified. More traditional was always a rota system which we said before. Okay, what a rota system means? Okay, you go, learn, by heart, do all those things. That's good. That keeps your muscle memory strong. It jigs your muscles in the brain to pick up. Okay, so that was a system. And then we developed beyond that. But currently, that does not work. Okay, so now we have to be adaptive. So what is the learner? And what it also takes us, okay, at what pace do we learn? What is important? Because not everybody is at the same learning capabilities. And there's nothing wrong in that. That's fine. So otherwise, if we start scaling each other, everybody on the same scale, it becomes very difficult. That's what it is. So timed learning, this is becoming important. Okay? But while learning is happening, we still need experienced mentors and teachers. Because they have experience, they have gone through all these things before. Okay? So are they equipped? While the technology, platforms, learners have, due to their age factors or energies, whatever we can say, okay, they are fast, they adapt. Where do these mentors remain? Where are they going? Are they equipped? Do they know? So that is another layer of teachers, as we say typically, or professors. Are they upgrading? So it's a whole chain, the whole food chain has to upgrade to get onto these things. And that is when I say that when we do the interviews or what we check, what is required and why that gap comes in is because there are real-time scenarios that are happening in the world. This is real time, okay? Look at the mobiles. I mean, probably the youth, I can't see as I say, but the students who are here, okay, they may not have seen the first generation of mobile phone. Believe me, it was like a big block, like this. And where are we now? We talk through this watch. So that's how the world is evolving. So there's a speed to this evolvement. Okay? And in every industry has to catch up to this speed. So where I'm coming to is, if real life scenarios are not captured and real life problems are not captured, then it becomes very difficult for the academia to catch up to that level. Okay, so I urge the students here that, and another big gap that we see, or at least I see, when we try to get into industries to get people inside, okay, they have very less hands-on experience. Okay, hands-on. So my first question to any person who comes, I said, okay, we ask AI, we talk about latest now. Okay, AI, prompt engineering, there's that, Java. This is typically in this book, but anywhere else also. Okay, designs. I've done this design, I've been part of that design. Help me to understand, what have you done? Have you done something with your own hand? Because that is experience. That is what we need to know. Okay? That is what we need to know. What have you done with your own hands? So my urge to this entire community right now is, anything that is there, please do something with your own hand that enhances your own confidence. And you will be more happier to say and brag about it, because that's when the experience comes. If you do something with your own hand, you will never have to imagine certain things. You're confident, you do it. That's exactly. And why I say this, do it. Because when you do something like this, okay, believe me, I have failed. My first time hit in the initial days was very low. Okay? So this is what I want to say. Do things with your hand. And that is what industry needs today. Any industry, pick any industry. So, where I'm going back here is why the paradigm shift in the education, because this will come through the roots. It has to come through the grassroots of the education system. Pick any vertical or technology or construction, sir. I would urge everybody to do it once at least, so that you get hands-on. And there are good things, because when you are working, you always have peers, you will have co-workers, you will have your seniors, juniors. Anybody can take you for a ride. Anybody. So it's for the both sides. Okay. Most of the things, because I do, it's very easy for me that somebody cannot take me for a ride. Okay? So it's also builds your own confidence, and also it's very easy to assess anybody. So a lot of things are happening in the education system, and I keep going to universities, I keep telling them these things, that please let the students do whatever you are trying to write in the book and pick up the real life situations, anything. And when we talk of real life situations, the new things that are coming up, because we understand, are global center of excellences now. Okay, global center of excellences. I would like to tell you one important thing. Okay? And these are some innovations, and because I've been in places in the same. In Japan, now they have come up with a stapler. You all understand, right? Stapler. We use it. Okay. They have come up with a stapler which does not have pins. There's no pin. Why did this method come up? Because they started looking in the part of the world that these small pins, or many times even ourselves also, we punch it in our hand, there's blood that pushes out, and it's very problematic. Specifically with kids, a lot of things are happening. So these are some real life scenarios that we pick up as a mandate. Why? Okay, and that creates that innovation thought. But if somebody who has not even used a stapler, this is a very stupid example I'm giving, but I'm just trying to make it more easy. If somebody has not used a stapler, that person will never understand the pain of getting pinched in. Okay? Or even at home, look at our own home. I mean, cleaning the home is such a task. Please try to do it once. I know Corona has helped us and made many of people understand that. Okay? While our bodies come there, we all say that they are late, 10 minutes ho gaya, wo ho gaya. Try to do it once. You will understand the pain. Or the good part. Okay? So, coming back to this shift and other things that we are talking of, paradigm shift, my thought process is, please, whatever you are doing, take a real life situation, collaborate, think on it. There are global COEs right now online, and when I say COE, Center of Excellence, okay, Center of Technologies. And how can this come? Get your mindset into research. And with the current technology advancement, research papers are very easily available. You can understand, go read. Reading is very, very important. Nowadays, I know, it's the world of reels and everything, scroll buttons, and I know the youth wants to do that. Nothing bad in that. Nothing bad. But reaching. Even if you see something small in the reel, something catches your mind, please go and read about it. What does it mean? Why does it mean? Everybody knows right now what is an AI prompt engineering. What is prompt engineering? Have we tried? Please try. Try to do it. And it's not for only youngsters. I am doing prompt engineering. Even today, I am honing myself. Because it helps me. Otherwise, how can I guide my team? If they come with any problem, how will I know? What is it? Exact problem. How do we help? So, point is again, collaborate, get out in the world. The paradigm shift has to move from rote learning, academic syllabus, which is set up and probably that is already old enough now. That is the reason why a lot of Indian universities are now becoming autonomous universities, because they really want to catch up, and that's a good thing. And we also facilitate these things across industry forums where we go. So industry and academia are now having hands in hands. Okay, they want to go together. We want to catch early. How can we catch early? Come, work. Let's start together. Let's look at the real-time issues. Let's look at the real-time problems. And that gives a purpose for learning. Understand? Today, if a student give him a book and say that, okay, do all these 10 subjects, isn't there a question? Why? Why do I need to do these things? Does it even interest you? Yeah, up to certain level, you have to give them the breadth of it. But at this age where this forum is right now, it is to pick up the specialities. Pick up those specialities, pick up any stream, get into the real life situation of those things, and see how can I contribute, and that is where that self-motivation will come. Many times when I interview, I'll ask them, okay, what you did is very good, thank you. Tell me how many times you failed doing anything. Please ask this question to everybody. Do an introspection. Because that is what, at least I look at when I interview. I will ask, okay, how many times did you fail? What was your failure? And how did you overcome it? Okay, You may not have even overcome it. That's also okay. Doesn't matter. But did you do something and have you banged your head? Because that is inquisitiveness. And this inquisitiveness is going to help us. So what are the inquisitiveness that will happen? Unless and until we don't get stuck, we will not innovate. That is the mantra. But how will you get stuck if you don't do anything? That's very important. Do hands-on. Pick up the careers, pick up the real life situations, and those will help you. Okay, I've been going on for now at least 18 minutes just as a time check. Anybody has anything to check, ask, and just pause here. This was more of, I was intending more of an interactive sessions, but tell me if I have to course correct and you need something different to be discussed. Ms. Padma, you are on mute. Does anybody have anything, or I can give some other real life examples of what that means? Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's pick some real life problems right now. Okay, so I mean, not real life problem, it's just a discussion. Okay, in the current this oil deficit right now because of the war and everything that is happening. Has anybody checked that how the world is changing and the order is changing right now? Okay, so people have moved to electric stoves. Okay, so this is stuff. And I would also like to ask many of the people, ask introspect yourself that did my plan for the day go as it should have today? And then you will see, okay, no, because I understand we did get stuck up even for these sessions. There was some technical issue, I understand that. But because there was a technical issue, somebody found it and there must be a team of people, barrage running around trying to fix it. Correct? So here comes down the innovations and other things. Okay, maybe some innovative things must have been done to get it back in place. And I will give an example. Okay, so if somebody has read it, so there was this one cryogenic engine, okay, which was being developed in NASA for the last 18 years or 15 years. People have been working on it very intently. But with this advent of AI and superpositions and everything else, there's a report which has come out, and this engine with 3D printing and everything has been developed in 3 days. What changed here? Do we want to say that the people or scientists before did not have enough brains to do that? And what is so different now? No, they are as intelligent as they are today. Also, they are equally intelligent. What helped is this technology and the simulation by which it could improve the speed part of it. They could test it quicker, faster. Okay? Parallel material was available. How do you find these parallel materials? How do you simulate these things? These are the real life challenges. So that was one of the things. We talk out of these things. Okay? Things are becoming lighter, faster, compositions. So research is another big area. Research is another area. Please, I would advise everybody. Please, try to get one patent on your name, at least. And this is the right age when you can do it. Everybody can make it up. Before I leave my curriculum, I have to have one IP on my name. Pick any real life scenarios. There are so many new things. As I already said, that is paperless or pinless stapler. Amazing invention. Amazing. So think about this small. I mean, there are hundreds of problems lying around us. Hundreds of problems. It's just that we don't have the right eye for it. Pick up those, look around, what is happening? And this intellect does not have to come only by studies. I have interacted with a lot of agricultural universities back in India. Amazing talent of the kids who are on the farm. Amazing talent. Believe me. They are not attending any technology schools. They are not. The reason is the need. They know the problem. They understand what is my realistic problem. How can I solve it? And that is where the innovation comes in. And to help that, you need to have some research basis. You can connect with people. You can go to the industry, talk to people, and platforms have enabled those things today. We can do that. In my own personal experience, a fantastic idea came. Okay? And this is really in my family. My son, anyway, I should know it, but he's doing his master's in aerospace in Germany right now. And they have come up with a very fantastic logic. It's logic. Doesn't matter whether it is practical or not. It's logic. Okay? And he also got an IP on that right now. As any of the rockets that go up, okay, it has to go through 9.8 G and then it has to break those barriers and then go up. And it's a very common area right now that we all know about aerodynamic body and reduce the frictions and blah blah blah. So, lot of things are in the nature, and we can see that those are being adapted into the real life scenario. Like, I'll give examples. And what was his IP, I will tell you. They did something like a sharp tooth surface. Sharp tooth surface. Okay? So, that improved the surface and saved around 15% of the fuel in a simulated situation. Forget, that is a simulated situation. But in real life, we all have cars. Everybody must have seen. Everybody must be owning, or most of them must be owning the car. Okay? Just look at the antenna of the car. Have a look at it. And look at the advent of how antennas have evolved over the time for the radio in the car. Right? Okay? Initially, you would have seen that there's a 2 feet extractable antenna. Okay? Now, just have a look at it. Maybe we don't even see what is that. Okay? There's a very small, and that is known as shark fin. It's known as shark fin antenna. A very small one. Just look at the top of the glass. Okay? So, a lot of these nature instances are being put into innovations. Why? Because they understand, okay, what is the technology? Everybody, okay, let's go to the latest technology of reels, making reels, right? A lot of youth, they keep making reels. Okay? And I think DJI is one of the most international brands. Why I know? Because I am a photography freak, so I also own those things. So DJI is one of the world's good brand about which has all these things. Okay, stability and all those things. So, but there's a very old concept of gyroscope. Okay, so gyroscope. How do they think? And obviously, this also using the wheels. What is a gyroscope? So you keep your focus in. Wherever the body moves, it doesn't allow you to move the other things. Your focus remains the same. And where does this come from? This gyroscopic view. Again from the nature. They picked up a hen. And obviously you must have all seen this is all video everywhere else. And that's how it started. They picked up a hen and they moved the hen in this way. Its entire body moves, but its neck does not move. It's fixed. And that is the gyroscope. Japan, everywhere, bullet trains, has dolphin nose. So these are few of the examples where I was trying to take. I don't want to overrun. It's only 4 more minutes for us now. Okay? And so it was quite happy for me to interact, share some of my experiences. What is the need of the industry right now, and how the education system should support all these things. And if we are talking about statistics right now on the technology part and everything, most of the universities are only catering their own platforms or access to technology is hardly 32% as an infrastructure itself. So there's a big deficit. There's a big deficit of infrastructure to cater to these things. And that is where it's fantastic work is happening from Government of India. Okay? They are coming with this param and everything else. Keep reading about it. Okay? NVIDIA, they are in line with NVIDIA and putting up massive cloud AI infrastructure. Use it. India is leaping bounds. Everything is fantastically given there. Use those facilities. If you don't know, let me know, I will tell you how to do. And why I'm saying this, hands-on, anything that is there, hands-on, do fail, understand, keep trying, and that is where we will improve. Okay? So I'm done with it. Thank you. Another 2 minutes remaining. Anything else anybody has to say? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the session and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I declare that the session is over. Thank you.
Yeah.